did not know that somehow I have to roast the persons. The person would be Mufassil the mentals. Okay, now here you can see. Let's check at the moments. Somehow here I could not see the comments in here. I don't know why. Okay, now let's check at the moments. Here the significant parts at the moments. Oh, Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michael Video Santa, and welcome you to my channels and accordance with titles. Today we are roasting the Mufassil the Mentals. And now here is the point that why we state that Mufassil the Mentals, and here that is the significant points. Today's topic about the football fans. Here we would analyze the FIFA World Cup 2026, and when we can analyze white Argentine footballers versus black Argentine footballers. And now it is the purely sports points. It is in the topic of the we can discuss mostly at the topic in the base of the sports. And now let's take at the moments. Okay, now here you can see this moments. And here my source is YouTube Israel, and it is the persons to be Mufassil the Mentals, and her channel's name is Mufassil Islam. Now let's check it. What's going on? Well. Now here you can see. Well, now here we can see the points accordance with Mufassil Islam statements. If Argentina owns once, their mothers once. That means here we can see. Well, if Argentine owns, that here we can see our mothers has been owns, because accordance with Mufassil the Mentals, here if we support Argentina, that we think that Argentines is footballers is my mothers, according with the statements of Mufassil the Mentals. And now let's check at the moments. Here we can see the next statements. Well, okay. Then they are not ashamed. They forget that this country do not even care about them. You will see madness of Argentinians ahead. If you talk to Argentines, you will see the madness of Bangladeshi servant of Argentina. No game is just game when it is the national team. Okay. Now let's take it the points. Why should we jump to the hill of the another country's victory like shameless red empathies countries with which we have no connections? I told you earlier Argentina is a country that is floating on the back of Netanyahu and Israel. Well, what's wrong? It is our best moments. Okay, now here we can see these points. Well, none of persons are comfortable about Mufassil Islam. Now it is here we can see. Here we can discuss about the FIFA World Cups, and here we can see these points. Now it is as in discussions moments. Okay. Now I can receive the one things. Well, in July 16th, there is a match between England versus Argentina. And now we are going to the notifiers about the Argentines' performance in World Cup 2026. And now let's check at the moments. And here we are. Now is the points to be noticed. Okay, now you can see this points. And here 1 2. Now it is talking about the Algerians, and here we are going to discuss about the Algerians and some moments. Okay, now let's check it. Well, what is the new points about, from Mufassil the mentals? Today I will give you another piece of news. Argentina is a country that around 178 I mean 1778 30% of the Argentine population was black. Even in 1810s the here 30% of Argentine population was in Buenos Aires. The capital city of Argentina was blacks. And now it is just decreasing. In the here we can see in the wars here in of Paraguay and several countries, here Argentine blacks has been decreased by in the wars at the moment because of the wars. In 1971, the during the yellow fevers and white Argentines leaves the Buenos Aires and they arrest blacks Argentines in Buenos Aires. And here millions of Argentines has been dead and millions of black Argentines has been died because of white Argentines. Now, here, Argentine governments contain several policy against Argentine blacks and several Europeans became white Argentines. That is the points about the Mufassil the mentals. And now, let's check the points. What is the realities of white Argentines? Here I would tell you. Here is now in FIFA World Cup 2026. And now here you can see that is the momentums at the points. Well, we could notify. Well, in the score of first round, first match is Argentina 3, Algeria 0. Okay. Now let's check at the points. Well, what is the lineups? We can see this above. What about the Algerians? Here we can see the points. Well, in Algerians, one Algerian footballer is black. He is just a strikers and the moments. And what about the backdoors? We can check the points. Well, one is just brown, but there's no blacks. Wait. We can see that it is the one black Algerian, that is Samir Cherguls. Okay. Now we can, on the other hand, what about Argentine footballers? There are no blacks. And now what is the results? The results is that here in the following football match, Argentina 3, Algeria 0. Argentina gets victory against Algeria in the goal a score of 3-0 goals. In that cases, well, what is the performance of Lionel Messi? Who is the white Argentines? It is the whereabouts. Lionel Messi's first goal in the following match. Lionel Messi's first goal is in 17 minutes. Lionel Messi's second goal in 60 minutes. Lionel Messi's third goal in 76 minutes. And on the other hand, all of the defenders were whites. Okay. Now here you can see the points. Well, and now now here I would discuss about the moments. What if Argentine would be here, black Argentines? What is the points? What would be the circumstances at the moment? Well, in the black Argentines, we could see, well, three strikers would be blacks. Here, three midfielders would be blacks, and three defenders would be blacks, according with the black Argentine football teams. And now, let's check at the moments. What would be the results? The result would be clear. Then here we can see the points. Well, Algeria could defeat black Argentina with the score of 6-0 goals, where in reality white Argentina gets victory against Algeria with a score of 3-0 goals. That means, well, here we could see the points. Well, Argentine government policy to increase white Argentine and decrease the population of black Argentine was actually good for the Argentine footballs, because well, in this cases now Argentines is now actually ahead. White Argentines is 9 goals ahead than black Argentines when the match was against Algeria in 2026. And in this cases, now here we can see the response. That is the dangerous moments. Here, black Argentines can destroy the image of the footballs. Okay. Now here we can see the Maradona is the normal whites. He is not the pale whites. He is just a normal whites. Still, here Maradona could get the World Cup in 1986. Now let's discussion of the analysis of FIFA World Cup 2026 at the white Argentine performance. Now in this cases, that is the clear cut at the moment. Here we can see, and here we can check at the points. Now what about the points? Here one white Argentine, Lionel Messi, was here enough for whom? Now in the case we could see the moments. Well, here we could see one Argentine, Lionel Messi, was enough in against here 4 Algerian footballers. Okay. Now, what if it would be black Argentines? In these cases, 1 Algerian would be enough against 4 Argentines. 4 black Argentines defenders. But now it is the white Argentinas. Here we can see the points. Now it is the benefits of white Argentina policy is the benefit of for Argentina football teams. And now we can see that is the results in the 2026. And now let's come to the points about the match against match between Argentina versus Austria. Okay. Now in this cases, what is the match about the points? In that cases, we could see June 22, match between Argentina versus Austria. Well, here we can see this points. Argentina score is Argentina 2, Austria nil. And here we can see this points. What is the personal score of Argentina? Here we can see first goal is from Lionel Messi in 38 minutes, and the second goals of Lionel Messi in 90 some by 5 minutes. And now here we can see the points of what's the moments. In that cases, we could see 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, and 2 strikers from Argentina. Now what about the ones? Now what about the Algerians? In this case, what about the Austrians? 4 defenders, 2 midfielders, 3 forwards, and 1 strikers. Okay. Now with the cases, we can see 2 Austrian footballers are actually blacks. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. Now we can see that what if we could get the black Argentina in lieu of white Argentina? Well, Argentina is one, but here what is the meaning of black Argentina football teams? That means here black Argentina football team's definition is the Argentina contains here coexistence with blacks in accordance with the policies by the Argentine governments. Well, here we can see that is not reality in the real histories. Okay. Now, but see, so what if here would be black Argentina versus Austria? Now, in those cases, Austria could get victory against black Argentina in the score of 4-0, where in reality, white Argentina get victory against Austria in the score of 2-0. That means in these cases, here is the moments, that is the simple points. White Argentina, we can see that is the moments. White Argentina say their positions here. White Argentina is 6 goals ahead than black Argentina. And in these cases, that is about the skill. Well, with these points, white Argentina can get contest and football skills and football education that they can beat Austria in the FIFA World Cup 2026. Well, it was not possible by black Argentina. And now, in these cases, when we can see about the black Argentina is the negative for our points, and we can see that is the truth, and true is can be here disturbing, but it is reality is that black Argentina is the dangerous for the Argentine football's associations in FIFA World Cup 2026. And now, here from the match between Argentina versus Algeria to the match between Argentina versus Austria, here is the moments that we could see the Argentine government's anti-black policy was actually good for FIFA World Cup 2026. And in these cases, in 2 matches, where first match is against Algeria and second match is against Austria, In two match, white Argentina gets a victory, and in these cases, but in two match here we could see white Argentine footballers Lionel Messi gets scored 5 goals. Now we can see the points. And now on the Mufassil the mentals is against Argentina just because Argentine governments contest the black anti-black policies. Well, when but Mufassil the mentals does not know they had Argentina and governments black anti-black policies was actually good for Argentine football associations. Hence that we contest white Argentine football teams to get victories where one Argentine football striker Lionel Messi contests 5 goals in two match. Okay, and now let's check at the moments. Here we can see that is the significant points. And now let's check it. Here we can state the points about. Well, what about the Jordans? We can see these points, and here we can see. Well, here is a match between Jordan versus Argentina. Now here we can see this points. That is on June 28th. Okay. Now here we can see this. What is this score? Jordan 1, Argentina 3. That means Argentina get victory against Jordan in the score of 3-1 goals. Okay. Now, who scores goals for Jordans? That is, well, Altamari. Okay. Now let's check at the points. What about the lineups? Okay. Now here we can see that is the points. We could not find about the Altamari's. Probably, well, here we can see all of them are browns. It's good for, oh my gosh, here we can see, it is blacks only because of beard. Okay, this okay. Now, all of them Jordanians are browns. Now let's check it. What about Argentinas? Well, 3 white Argentine scored 3 goals. Who was they? Well, in this case, the first goal is from, well, Giovanni Lo Conso. Now, who is Giovanni Lo Conso? Well, he is midfielders, white Argentine midfielders. Now let's check at the points. Lutano Martinez. What is the score? And goals in 31 minutes where that was penalty goals. Okay. Now let's check at the points. In this case, after that, well, in the second half, well, Altamari scored 55 goals. Altamari scored 1 goal in 55 minutes. And then, what is the points? Lionel Messi. Probably Lionel Messi was a substitute. Okay. He scored here 1 goal in 80 minutes. Now, let's check at the points. Well, who is he? He was the forward. Well, now it is the moments. Now, here is the significant points. That is the here some momentous points. Well, 1 white Argentine midfielder and 2 Argentine strikers scores 3 goals. 2 white Argentine strikers and 1 white Argentine midfielder scores 3 goals. And now, in this cases, here is the points. Well, let's check on Mufassil the mentals. She is angry about Argentine's existence just because Argentine's government's contest anti-black policies. Now here is the moment that what is the points? Well, in this cases, what is we can see Argentine's government's anti-black policies was actually good for Argentine football environments. Now, just imagine what if here we contents Argentina as a black Argentine football teams, where all of the elements were blacks. Now let's check it the moments. Now in these cases, here is the probable points that Jordan could get victory against black Argentina with a score of 4-0. Where in real life, here a white Argentine football team gets victory against Jordan and the score of 3-1. That means, oh, here we can see this one. When Argentina would be black Argentine football teams. In this case, Jordan could get victory against black Argentina in the score of 7-0. Where in real life, white Argentine football team could got victory against Jordan in 3-1 goals. That means here we can see, well, white Argentine footballers' skill is here 9 goals ahead of black Argentine footballers. And now let's check at the moments. In these cases, here we could see white Argentine football's policies is actually good for Argentine footballs. Now let's check at the moments. Now here I can mention about white Argentine footballers, Lionel Messi. In this cases, here white Argentine footballs, Lionel Messi could score here but in 3 matches, white Argentine football, Lionel Messi scored almost 6 goals. Now, and in this case, Lopeto Martinez could score 1 goal. White Argentine foot striker Lopeto Martinez scores 1 goal, and here Giovanni Lo Casino, the white Argentine midfielder, could score 1 goal. And now let's take the points. In these cases, it is the real points here. White Argentina is the dominant dance, the black Argentina. Now it is the points here. Argentine government's anti-black policy was actually the good and the best for the Argentine football. It is proven in FIFA World Cup 2026 first 3 match of Argentina in first round. And now let's take the points. Here we can discuss about the second moments. Okay. Now in this cases, here we can discuss the second points. Well, what about the moments? We can discuss about the KB Batres. Well, what was the score of KB Batres? Okay. Now we can see this is the moments. Here is the points. Argentina 3, score is Argentina 3, Cape Verde 2. And now, well, who is a goal scorer from Cape Verde? That is Lopez Cabrales and Duarez. And now let's take the points. On the other hand, we can see the points. The 1 goals. What is the conditions? Argentinian science, where we can say Lionel Messi scored one goal in 29 minutes. Martinez scores one goal in 92 minutes, and Borges scores 11. Borges scores one goals in triple 1 minutes, and now it's going to extra minutes. Okay, now let's check at the moments. Who was Duarte and Lopez Caprals? Now let's check at the points. Lopez Caprals, oh, it is the blacks, and Duarte, it is only browns. Okay. Now in these cases, Cape Butter scores 2 goals. Black Cape Butter scores 2 goals. Just because they are trained in France. Okay. Now let's take at the points. In that cases, what if we could get a black Argentines? Here we can see the points. Now in reality, here the plans of Argentina is simple. Four defenders, one midfielders, two forward and wingers, and three strikers. On the other hand, here we can see the points. Cape Verde's footballs, four defenders, one midfielders, here four wingers and one strikers. And now let's check at the moments. Okay, now 6 sum by 2 is equal to 8. Now let's check at the moments. Well, what if here we could contest the black Argentine football team to be representative of Argentina? Here is the moments. Now, in these cases, Cape Verde is always black, and now we contest here the imaginary football match between black Cape Verde versus black Argentina. Now, in this the points, black Cape Verde could get victory against black Argentina in the score of 6-0 goals. When the reality is that here white Argentina got victory against black Cape Verde in the score of 3-2 goals. That means in these cases, here we can see the points. White Argentine footballers is with the skill, according to the skill, white Argentine footballers skill is here 9 goals ahead of here black Argentine footballers. That is here significant moments. Here we can see these points. Now in this case, here is the format of Argentina, where in the first 3 matches was from first round. Argentina got the victory in the first 3 matches of first round, and now the last match was round of 32. In the round of 32, here Argentina got the victory against Cape Verde 3-2 goals. And now in these cases, in 4 matches, Lionel Messi, the white Argentine striker, scored 7 goals. And on the other hand, here white Argentine strikers Lopez Martinez scored here 2 goals. And now that is the significant victorious moments, and that is somehow the significant points. And it is the Victorian points. Here white Argentines, 2 white Argentine strikers are continues to be contributor of the victory of white Argentina. And now that is in the 4 match, it is clearly statements that Argentine government's pro-white policy, anti-black policy, was actually beneficial for Argentine footballs. Well, now just imagine what if Argentine governments would contest the coexistence with black policy in 1871. In that cases, today we would contest probably a black Argentina. And what will be the significant matters in that cases? Here we can see the points of yeah. If because of draw, we could be Argentina could be in the round of 30s. Here we can see that would be three draws and one defeat. And in these cases, but maximum times Argentina could not reach in round of 32. But here in white Argentina gets victory in 4 match where first 3 match was here group stage and last match was round of 32. And now that is the significant points and it is the significant matters. And now let's take at the moments. What about the Egypt? We can see that is the significant points about the Egypt at the moments. Well. So here we can see. Here is the match between Argentina versus Egypt. Okay. Well, this match was fixing moments against Argentina when here Egyptian footballers were trying to fix the match in first 80 minutes. And now and here we could see in the last 10 minutes Argentine footballers show their real skills. That means white Argentine footballers show their real skills. Okay, now let's check at the points. In the 5 goals, first goal is from here Ibrahim in 18 minutes. Second goal is from Mustafa Zico in 67 minutes. Well, in the first 78 minutes, Egypt dominates in 2-0 goals. Now we can see the points. Well, it is about the 15 minutes moments. Now let's check at the points. Now what is going on last 15 minutes? In these cases, well, Romario scored 1 goal in 79. Lionel Messi scored here 1 goal in 83, and here Enrico Fernandez scored 1 goal in 90 some by 3 minutes. And now it is the significant points that is gets the victory in moments. Okay. In the points, Lopeto Martinez's defenders hence that he could not score goals. Okay. Now we can see the points. Enrico Fernandez is here in that middle wingers, and Lionel Messi is white Argentine strikers, and well, Christian Romero is the defenders. Now here we can see there is the points. What is here significant times? Here is just a significant moment that can be difficult at the points. Now, well, in this case, what if there would be the match between Black Argentina versus Egypt? Well, in this case, Egypt would remain Egypt would get a victory in 2-0 goals. In that case, Egypt remains victory. Egypt's score is remain 2-0. And now, in these cases, in last 10 minutes, Black Argentina just want to defend themselves, where in reality, white Argentina gets show their real skills. where white Argentina scored 3 goals in 10 minutes, and that is the show of the power of the Argentina. And now that is the points. In that cases, actually in previous live stream we have mentioned that here Mufassil Islam states that Argentina is cheater, Argentina is corrupt country, Argentina is an corruption mongers, blah 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 blah. And now just because white Argentine footballer showed their skill in the last 10 minutes where they could score, white Argentine footballer scored 3 goals. In that cases, in 5 match here, Lionel Messi score is 8. Okay, in the 5 matches. And in this cases, now here we can see the points. 2 white Argentine strikers scored 2 goals, and one white Argentine defender scored 1 goal. Now here is the moment here one Argentine defender can score goals. Well, now could you imagine that the black Argentine striker could score any goals? Well, in this cases, even in this match, white Argentine defender could score goals. That is the high skill of white Argentine footballers. And that is the problematic for Mufassil the mentals. And now here we can see this moments. Here is that analysis about the Argentina versus Argentina versus Egypt, and in this cases, in the following matches, Mufassil the mentals was supporters of whom? Mufassil the mentals was supporters of Egypt, and in this case the moments. Now here we can see these points. It is the real powers of Argentina. It is the real powers of white Argentine footballs. And now here we could think that the Argentine government's anti-black policy is the best policies for Argentine footballs. Well, now here we can see anti-black policies as is the best policy of Argentine football here, because in these points, because of the anti-black policies, white Argentine football players could show their skill against Egyptian footballers in last 10 minutes. And in last 10 minutes, here Mufassil the mentals could not get any ideas that how the white Argentine footballers could score the goals. Now, before the match of the year, what is the date of the match? That is July 7th. Well, before the match of the July 7th, here we can see this moments. Well, before the match of the July 7th, we can see what's going on. We could definitely notify that in these cases, Argentina contains no history of the 3 goals in any 15 minutes. Argentina contains no history. But here, white Argentine footballer generate the history in the hand of Lionel Messi. Even here, Diego Maradona could not generate the history of 3 goals in the any 15 minutes. And now that is the moment. It is the best points. Now I could not think that here we can see none of any countries could score the 3 goals. Even if is the another country, if only if it is not Germany. Well, in the 7 minutes here, Germany scored. One German footballer scores 7 goals against the Black Brazil in which World Cup? That is FIFA World Cup 2014. And now, in this cases, that is the moments here. Mufassil, the mentals, is surprised against the Argentine football. I mean, what Argentine football skills? Okay. Now here we can see the spawns. Well, and here now it is the moments about the points. Well, here we can see what about the Switzerland's footballers. Okay. Now here we can see this moments low, and here we can see here is the yesterday was the match between Argentina versus Switzerland. Oh, here I was the commentators. Okay. Now in this cases, Argentine contains no goals. Now here you can see. Well, Lionel Messi contains no goals in the match, but he contains probably assistance. Well, Mac Alstar scored 1 goal in first 10 minutes. Neto scored 1 goal in 67 minutes. Alvarez scores 1 goal in extra time of 112 minutes. And Martinez could score goals 121 minutes. Hence, Argentine could score 3-1 goals. Okay. Now here we can see what if it would be the Black Argentina. Okay. Now in this cases, who got the red cards? Brel Ambolo, the black man. Without here we can see almost 2 or 3 Swiss footballers was black, and there was no footballers in Argentine football teams. Okay. Now let's check at the moments in these cases. Well, now here is the moments. Now let me tell you frankly. Well, because of the points, what is the score of Black Argentina against Switzerland? Let's check at the hypothesis. And here we can see the points. Switzerland could defeat Black Argentina in the score of 7-0 goals, where in reality, White Argentina gets victory against Switzerland in the score of 3-1 goals. And now let's check at the moments. Here we can see this points that is the Lopez Martinez contains 3 goals, and here we can see. Now in this matches, let's check about the lineups. And when we can check the lineups, and that is the clear-cut points. Well. Okay, where is Lopeto Martinez? Well, Lopeto Martinez scored 1 goal when he was defenders. Okay. Mac Alstars. Where is Mac Alstars? Well, Anwar scored 1 goal when he is strikers. Matt Alster is left wingers. Now in these cases, here is the moments from round of 16 to quarterfinals. It was clear here is the patterns has been generated when there would be 3 goals in the cases. It was goal scorer is one. Goal scorer is 2 white Argentine strikers and 1 white Argentine defenders. Now in these cases, here we can see somehow white Argentine footballers are in the mood to show their high skills. And here we can see the points. Well, even one Argentine defender could score goals against opponent football teams, where it does not matter if the opponent football team was Egypt or Switzerland. And now, here is the moments that is the significant find out the points, and it is the justified moments. That is, we can say the Argentines was in quarterfinal against Switzerland, and now here Argentina gets victory against Switzerland in quarterfinal. Now in the cases in 2026, now Argentina is in semifinal. I mean the white Argentina is the semifinal in the semifinals. Where what is the points about the black Argentina? In the cases, black Argentina could not pass the first round. Here, when the black Argentina could not reach to the round of 32, here white Argentina is now in the semi-finals. And now, this is the difference between black Argentine football versus white Argentine footballs. And now, that is the moment. In these cases, here we could see the Argentine government's Argentine government's anti-black policy is the good policy for Argentine footballers in 2026. Yeah, well, in the sixth match, out of the 5 out of 6 match, your Argentine government's anti-black policy is normally good policies. And now, when the top point is about the round of 16 against the Egypt, here we can state that here Argentine government's anti-black policy is the best policy for the Argentine footballs. Because in this points, here is the moment here white Argentine footballers could show their football skills in last 15 minutes, where in last 15 minutes they could score 3 goals. And now in the cases, what is the points? In from the July 7th, before July 6th, here Lionel Messi in the South Asian supporters community, here Lionel Messi was the better player, Lionel Messi, or the cheater Lionel Messi, he according with the statements of Argentina haters. But after July 7th, the haters of Argentina's statement is Lionel Messi is Mafia Messi, because here white Argentina could score 3 goals in 15 minutes. There was no history at the moment. Okay. Now in these cases, here we can see it is my analysis about the Argentine football teams. Okay. And now let's check at the moments. Here we can see at the moments it is about the Argentine footballs. And now here we can see, I can show you the one is going on. Well, now, well, I am removing the useless points, and now here is an Argentina's points. And now we can see, well, in July 16 here is a match between England versus Argentina. And now we can see the points. What is the moments of Argentina's at the point? Well, here we can see, well, it is the well, in the cases here we can see state the moments. Here is the match between white Argentine striker Lionel Messi versus multi-skin colored strikers of England. Well, here we could see the points. Harry, before the match, we could see here was the match between Argentina Lionel Messi versus Harry Enrique. And now let's check at the points. What is about the statistics? Okay. Now in this moments, well, here we can see, well, one black can be exceptions. Now let's check at the points. Kylian Mbappe is first scorer with the 8 goals. Lionel Messi, the white Argentine footballer, is the scorer of 8 goals. Similarly, Eric Haaland scores in 7 goals, but Norway could not be in semi-finals. Now let's check at the points. Now here we can see Harry Kane's score is 6 goals and Jude Bellingham score is 6 goals. Now let's check at the points. Here in July 16, here is the match between, well, both of Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane versus only one Lionel Messi. Okay, and here we can see the points. That is the momentums at the, here is the significant terms. Well, here we can see this point. What is the moment about the point? Well, now hearing in this moment, who knows here Jude Bellingham could be get a red cards without any scored goal, and Harry Kane would be in deactives, neutrals, and here neutralized. Lionel Messi can scores 1 goal in this match, and there is the moments at some significant points. Okay, now let's talk about the geopolitics. Is in 5 minutes. Okay. Now we can see those points. Argentina's new presidents. Well, here we can see in 2026, Argentina contains diplomatic relations with Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. Hence, that here we can see Mufassil government is against Argentina, and now she show Argentina's dark histories. And now I don't know but if Mufassil government know that it is not dark history, it is white history. Who knows this? And now here we can see. Now let's talk about the points. Here we can and now here we could notify here in the match between Norway versus England. We could see the match was already fixed. Why the match was already fixed? Because the third best players, Erik Haaland from Norway, was neutralized in the match against England. And that is the dangerous moment. It is the it was the match when in the same match Harry Kane has been neutralized. And who knows that Jude Bellingham would be neutralized against Lionel Messi. That is the significance justified at the moment. Okay, now let's check it. If here is the goal scorers and the points. Well, now here well, what am I in? I am in the geopolitics of two football countries. Okay. Now you can see what is the geopolitics. Every cabinet minister of Argentina is white Argentines. That's fine. There is no outsiders. Okay. Now every cabinet minister of Israel is always Israeli. There is no outsiders. We can see this here would be one or two Muslims, but all of the Muslim ministers would be Israeli. Okay? And now let's check at the points. What about England? Well, in the calendar of 2026, we could see there who was the favored corruption minister of England as a favorite of Mufassil the Mentals. Now, let's check the points. Who was the health minister of England to be favored by Mufassil the Mentals? Rupa Hawks. Well, citizenship and nationality, both of citizenship and nationality, the health minister of England is Bangladeshi. And now, who was the local government minister of England to be favorite of Mufassil the Mentals? That is here Rushnara Ali. Accordance with both of citizenship and nationality, the Mufassil is the Mentals' favorite local government minister of England is ordinary Bangladeshi. And what about the Siddiqui to be the favorite corruption minister of England, to be favorite corruption minister of Mufassil the Mentals? The corruption minister of England to be favorite of Mufassil the Mental is actually here, well, princess of father of Bangladeshi nation's dynasty. Now, and here the corruption minister of England to be favorite of Mufassil the Mental is here princess of Bangladeshi prime minister's dynasty. Now here we can see the points, and here we could see who is MI6 director of England to be favorite of Mufassil the Mentals. Well, that is the Russian women spy. Well, now in this cases, now what is going on the football teams? In the going on the football teams, here we could see. Well, here 9 out of 11 players of England is not actually Englanders, and it is the here sovereignty threats of England. It is the sovereignty threat for England under the Keir Starmer Prime Minister or and Barham's England. And now let's check the moments, and here we can see the points. That is the significant dangerous moments about we could see the, and in this cases now England would get defeatations from Argentine militaries in the Falkland Wars. It is clearly notified. And now, let's check at the moments. Well, what about the Judva? Here we can see the points. And now, if England gets the World Cup, England becomes World Champion 2026. Okay. Now, if England becomes World Cup World Champion in 2026, here is the moments. Who is the head of the governments to touch the England's World Cup champions trophies? That would be the Bangladeshi Prime Minister's Tarek Jia. And now, that is the significant dangerous points. Well, now we can see England's first World Cup champions trophy, World Cup trophies is touched by the Queen of England Elizabeth II, and now in the England's second World Cup trophies can be touched by the Bangladeshi Prime Minister, Tarek Jia, or Bangladeshi terrorist Chaima Jia. Now that is the in these cases dangerous sovereignty threat for England at the moment. But now here we can see these points. Well, when the match is July 16, if England got defeatations from Argentina, I mean white Argentina, believe me, the white British would celebrate the match and white British would enjoy the defeatations of England in 2026. What is the cause? Just because, now today's England's football teams is just the representative of football of whom? Keir Starmer regimes or Blaise Metrooli regimes. Okay. Well, what about the sovereignty moments here? Who knows? The England's World Cup trophies in 2026 can be touched by both of Bangladeshi terrorists Chaima Jia and Russian terrorist Vladimir Putin's. Well, yes, that is the significant moments. Well, if England would be defeated by Argentina, now we can say, England would be stuck in the third place match as clearly, and Argentina would be in finals. And in this case, neither Blaise Metrooli can touch the World Cup trophies, and neither Bangladeshi terrorist Chaima Jia can touch the World Cup trophies. And now, in these cases, in the points of the server, when it is the matter of the image of Argentine footballs, both of image of Argentine footballs and the concern of security of England. Now, in these cases, from July 13, 2026 to July 16, 2026, it is clear that here white native British requires Argentina to get victory against England football teams. And now, that is the significant momentum at the points. Because here we can see Mufassil the Mentals support England just because he had 9 out of 11 players in England football team is blacks. And the second ethical reasons of Mufassil the Mental is England contains here 3 Bangladeshi former cabinet minister and here 1 Russian spy, women spy to be director of MI6. And now that is the dangerous momentums we could notify. Well, and we can say the points. Well, Mufassil the Mentals does not show her security concerns about the sovereignty of England. Mufassil the Mental did not show their concerns, and that is the dangerous momentums as we could notify. Okay, and now here we can see the points. The white Englander would be frustrated if England football team in 2026 can get victory against Argentina in semi-finals. The native Englander would be frustrated. And now here we can see the severity of the words. And here we can see my favorite country is England just because of your scientific contributions of Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, political contributions of Lord Robert Clive and Winston Churchill. Well, and here we can see the points. And now here we can see we white British are require our sovereignty freedoms, and here we can see the points. 1986 to 2022, Argentina is the rival of the white British citizens, but in 2026, Argentine footballer is the freedom fighters. Argentine footballer is the image of freedom fighters of white British citizens, and now that is the significant points. And we do not know this. What is the back diplomacy is going on, and it is too dangerous at the moment. And here we can see that is the significant moments as we could notify. Okay. Now we can now here is my moments. Well, now in this match, when Mufassil Islam would not provide her third video against Argentina, my live stream is signing off, and love you.